Hello everyone and welcome to the Crown Royal Truck Series for the running of the Royal Purple 350 Darlington Speedway. Sure to be a great race, 74 laps tonight, but I'm not joining this alone. By major fan request and one of the most hyped co-commentaries of the NSDCA, I'm joined by DJ.
Thank you, Brandon, for having me over here. Darlington Raceway, located in South Carolina, nicknamed the Lady in Black. Indeed, a track hard to tame, and well, the Darlington Stripes are inevitable for a lot of these Crown Royal Truck Series drivers here, and Jake Galloway and really Zachary DeLillo are leading the front row here. You know, a lot of high expectations for a lot of drivers even deeper in the point standings because the races are winding down and the playoffs are getting closer.
And speaking of playoffs, a couple guys up front looking to put themselves with a chance into the playoffs. DJ Gibson starting third, fourth in points after a surprising season where he has gone under the radar of pretty much everyone. Only 3 top 10s to his name, with 2 of those being top 5s, but he sits fourth in points due to the rest of the field really getting into each other. A consistent driver, but alongside him, the defending champion and the defending runner-up to this race, Diego Yepes. He's driving for Shepherd Racing. Behind him is the 85 team, Carter Friesen, DYI's star driver in that 85.
Yep, Carter Friesen really needs to get a move on here. You know, that bad result he had in the preceding race, it's really downgraded his points gap. And, you know, you need good results within these final few races. You want to have that consistency on your side if you want to prevail and keep your hopes alive for the potential champion.
Looking further back, you got 2 drivers. They're both got off to the season very strong. Logan Cloud right now sits third in points. He sits 35 behind his championship rival Austin Murray. But Jay Jefferson in this 48 truck, he's fallen back to 6th in points after being one of the top contenders this season. He only has a handful of points over the rest of that chase grid, and without a win, he's going to have to hope that he can point his way in, unless he can win today or at Watkins Glen or the Chicagoland doubleheader, the final 4 races before the chase.
Indeed, so, you know, so many drivers also lower in the point standings. Tiff Foster has had a very amount of unfortunate races, to say the least. Sits 20th in the point standings. Tiff Foster's got to get a move on as well. You mentioned Logan Cloud. He's had a very stellar season so far. I'd say a breakout year for Logan Cloud so far. Carson Bowers has also had a very good season, 2nd in the point standings coming in and starting 12th in the event. Carson Bowers could be one to look out for in this race. You mentioned Jay Jefferson needing that win or that consistency to point his way in. Again, the laps are winding down, the races are also winding down, and desperation is going to be relatively high here at Darlington, and that could really be what could be the detriment for some of these drivers here in the Crown Royal Truck Series.
One driver to point out. He's running back in 18th. He has a win this season at Charlotte, and he won this race last season with the iconic spin and win. DJ Curtis rolls off today in the 18th position for the Pennzoil DYI number 5. He's looking to get himself into the chase as he holds on desperately to that final wildcard slot. With 5 drivers, including Irving Allison, Curtis, Onjak, Perez, and DeLello, all have 1 win this season, all outside of that top 8 and inside the top 20. They're fighting for those wildcard spots.
Yes, indeed. The wild card is a benefit for some of those drivers that are outside the points area. You want to get as many wins as you can because that could basically lock you in a spot into the playoffs here. And DJ Curtis, you mentioned the spin and win, 18th. Not the best qualifying effort for the Diego Yepes Incorporated number 5. So they've got to get a lot of work on in terms of adjustments and race pace.
With that, the engine's just a few seconds away from being fired. It's going to be 74 laps at Darlington, the track too tough to tame. Jake Galloway tamed it here. He starts on the pole alongside Zachary DeLello. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines at Darlington.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in all 22 Crown Royal Truck Series races this season. Jake Galloway is on the pole today for his first Crown Royal Truck Series pole in the number 84 Dodge Ram Cobalt Texas Star Racing entry. Galloway is looking to win his first race since winning the championship in the Mountain Dew Custom Series in 4 races last season. He's looking to do it today at the track too tough to tame. With that, the engines are fired. 40 drivers rolling off for 74 laps at the Royal Purple 350. Jake Galloway getting his first career Truck Series pole for Texas Star Racing, a team that is really struggling in the funds. Alongside him, Zachary DeLello, Gibson, Yepes, Friesen, Kukulon, Foster, Goforth, Jefferson, and Cloud your top 10. A star-studded lineup up front. Who do you think is going to be able to get into victory lane?
You know, I think Sebastian Kukulon could be one to look out for. You know, that number 12 team has been on a little bit of the uprise within these final few races of the season. Really, these past few races of the season, Kukulon did start off a little bit rough, but he's starting to really get his stuff together in that number 12 machine. He could be one to look out for, Sebastian Kukulon.
Rockstar Energy Racing, the 12 and the 24, starting inside the top 10. You got many other drivers further back in this grid, but Jake Galloway, Zachary DeLello looking to lead us down. Gibson, Yepes, and Friesen, your top 5. Jake Galloway, the Brit in this number 84, looking to lead us down to the green flag and coming out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Galloway and DeLello see the green flag in the starter's hand. We are racing. A great jump for the 84. Green flag is out at the Royal Purple 350.
All you need is a good jump to get going, and Jake Galloway got to the gears relatively quickly. DeLello files back in line to second, but DJ Gibson sits in that third spot. The inside line needs to get as fast as they can in order to get as much track position within these early few laps. Track position is so important because once you get into a rhythm, you can basically prosper from there and figure out strategy as the field rounds turn number 4 for the first time.
Out in front, Jake Galloway holding on strong as he leads lap number 1, but Zachary DeLello is hounding him with his teammate DJ Gibson and Carter Friesen behind him. It's a Dodge leading 3 Fords, and look at Tip Foster in that 40, already up to 5th. Diego Yepes trying to slide himself into 6th. Logan Bradley in the 94, moving his way up inside the top 10. The rest of the field going back. You're going to see a lot of those Darlington stripes. It's hard to get around this track without getting into the wall, especially going 2x2. Up in front, Galloway leads, but Tip Foster now caught up to the 85 and 53.
Already a 5-truck breakaway here at Darlington, and you mentioned Tip Foster, lightning start for the X-Side machine. Foster again needs to get those runs going if he wants to keep his hopes alive. A couple of other drivers not too far behind them there. Diego Yepes did not have the most fantastic of starts, still running inside the top 10 with Alex Bignacco in hot pursuit, but you need to get a good breakaway here because the tires are a big thing here at Darlington. You need to save your stuff in order to get good in this long run.
And these runs, we have seen the fuel window roughly 27 to 32 laps, meaning you're going to have to make sure that you can run 2 pit stops. If you have to pit more, if a caution comes out and you pit too early, you could have 3 pit stop race. It just depends on how the cautions come, how that strategy wants to go. Some of these guys further back might be looking for it, especially guys like Austin Murray in this 88 truck. He's 17th. He has 3 wins on the season with 2 coming at that Pocono doubleheader. He's right now in the points lead by 19 over Carson Bowers, 35 over fellow rival Logan Cloud. But do you think some of these guys at the back, possibly further on, could try to stretch the fuel, maybe make this close to a quick 2-stop race, or even go just try to run these tires multiple stints?
I think the matter at hand is what the crew chiefs are going to whip up in their minds. Drivers come and go in Darlington, or really any intermediate track in general, or any racetrack. It's the matter of how they drive the truck and manage their stuff. If they've got a good long run truck, they might try and stretch to the end. It's the matter of how the undercut or the overcut might work in Darlington here. As you see, there's a little bit of a battle there. Paul Jackson, there's the 25 of Carson Bowers looking to go on the inside. They're easy. Passing to turn 1 looks to be a great opportunity of overtakes here. There you see Brady Burkhart also on the charge here. Like I said, couple of comers and goers here. Some might be good in the short run, some in the long run here. Matter of strategy by the crew chiefs in general.
One driver into the wall, DJ Gibson getting an early Darlington stripe. We also saw Sebastian Kukulon got one, but Gibson real slow off the corner. There might be a big issue as Bowers right to the back bumper of him. Now Paul Jackson, his rival, they might go 3 wide as Anderson Reed dives it to the inside, but Gibson losing a lot of time. Back up front, though, you see it's all Jake Galloway and Bowers, not Bowers, Zachary DeLello pulling away as Alex Bignacco makes the move on Tib Foster. Now I got Diego Yepes looking for 5th on Tib.
Do you think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to give and take, or you think that aggression is just going to be as big as ever? So far, we've seen a lot more aggression on the track and not as much really give and take, but right now, DeLello is really close in the back bumper of Jake Galloway.
Now DeLello looking to that bottom. He tried to get a move there in that 57. Jake Galloway in this 84 out front. Further back, you got Ryan Butcher. There's Scott Roush. This is the back half of the grid. Want to make sure all these sponsors get some TV time. Logan Cloud really struggling. 31st position for the GMC, number 91. It looks like he has some damage to the right side. He must have gotten up in the wall. You see this line there. There's previous winner DJ Curtis there. Nathan Stapleton further back. Jose Perez sporting those Wendy's colors that he'll be in the rest of the season. Rockstar Energy Racing team now all together. There are 3 trucks that are in this race, all pretty much the same truck. Paint scheme is they're all the black and yellow, so those poor spotters. As you see, we're going to take a look from the spotter stand how far that you have to see down into turn number 3 and 4 as they're running tight. DJ Gibson back in the wall. There has to be something wrong with this 53 truck, and hopefully he'll be able to get that fixed coming the first pit stop.
I think that 53 just does not have a good handling truck. I mean, he's hit the wall twice now, basically, so we know that that car is extremely tight, has a lot of understeer. And that Ford and Gibson's got a lot of damage too. And remember, that's how costly it can hinder a pit stop, to be exact, you know, because it costs so much time to get that right side repaired, because you don't want a tire rub on the right side of that car, because tire wear is a big thing. You don't want those Goodyears to really get scraped early on just like that. But Gibson looks like he might have worn his stuff out relatively early.
Now looking further up, Paul Jackson there. You got Logan Bradley talking about Cloud Foster Racing operations real quick. These guys have shown this season they're much more a short track program than a speedway or a super. As this team, they've started outside of the top 30 most races, but with that pole at South Boston, giving Dusty Neal the chance to get into the Clash next season. Logan Bradley up in 10th, a great run as he's chasing fellow Dodge drivers Carson Bowers and Matty Porta as they're still chasing this front group. Now Jake Galloway out of the race lead. DeLello and Friesen, the 2 battling up front.
Carter Friesen has been oh so close to a win. Was so close that Charlotte lost out to teammate DJ Curtis, and now he is hungry for more. Right behind the bumper of DeLello for that race.
12 of 74 complete. We're going to go to lap 13 as Matty Porta goes into the wall. We're going to go ahead, take a quick commercial break, bring you guys back to the action here at Darlington as we're seeing battles all around the racetrack. Jake Galloway starting to drop back. Jefferson pulling up. The battle for the race lead continuing on. We're going to go ahead and take you guys to our first commercial break of the day.
I live to race by day, and my job is all about speed and performance. And at night, I expect the same speed and performance with my home network, too. Whether I'm surfing the net, streaming video, or I'm online gaming with friends. That's why my home is powered by Era's surfboard networking products with Rip Current.
Create the ultimate home network with surfboard networking products with Rip Current. It's the easiest way to connect your entire home. No more buffering, no more drop signals, and best of all, no more dead spots. Now that's truly Wi-Fi without limits.
Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. Zachary DeLello holds a distant lead over Carter Friesen. A really distant wouldn't really be the best word to say it, but Carter Friesen has been pressuring that number 57 there. Carter has just had a lot more momentum than this 57 car so far. Down to the inside, he looked for a brief moment, but the top 2 are pretty much gone. You look at the distance there, the intervals between him and Alex Benyako really 1.48 seconds here. Benyarko's just really wanting to close in with Tiff Foster not too far behind in that 4th spot, and Jake Galloway, the pole sitter, coming in, sitting in 5th, but look who's right behind him. Jay Jefferson. Jefferson, again, desperate to find some good points here, and with a run like this is phenomenal for team number 48.
And for Jay, of course, you see Jake Galloway, that is his driver, and of course, the Cobalt finally going on the 84 this season. Pretty much an inverse of Jay's Cobalt paint scheme. But this Ozarko 48, it's been over a year since he went to Victory Lane last at Chicagoland last season. But right now running in 6th. And again, he sits 6th in points, just only looks like 19 points ahead of the cutoff as he was coming in. Another driver that's really looking for points is Matty Porta. Porta sits 5th in the chase right now, and it's been a great run for Sauber this season after a few struggles at the beginning. We got a battle going on right now for 5th through 9th as you see Bowers and Yepes. All of these drivers really just looking for a good points day here at Darlington.
Yep, they're already pretty much single file, but now they're doubling it back up. Look at the move to the inside by Carson Bowers into turn 3. He's gonna go. Porta slips up the hill, and here comes Diego Yepes down at the bottom, but had to check up, just tightened up a little bit off of turn number 4, and that's gonna allow Anderson Reed to get the slipstream on that number 77, but just couldn't get the momentum into turn number 1. Patience is a virtue here at Darlington. You just need to get your P's and Q's all together, and when you reel someone in, reel them at the best spot.
Anderson Reed right here in 10th. He has been one of the hottest drivers on the track. These last few races came from DNQing, of course, at Road America. And after that, Peter Onjak sat him down. They made up a game plan. They tweaked this 41 truck to be so much quicker, and he's moved his way into 12th in points, just a few points out of that chase grid. Right now, this is the hottest Onjato truck with Carson Bowers. Both of them running very well, but Tib Foster showing that he has the speed. Carter Friesen launching away from Zachary DeLello. We'll make sure to have a replay of that at some point, but DeLello now sits second. Carter Friesen launching away.
Yep, Friesen's car just coming to life from the early stint of this race. Tip Foster for a moment actually looked behind Alex Bianco, but the distance really that Carter Friesen has put has showcased the potential that this Diego Yepes Incorporated team has, and the dominance that they had with Diego Yepes is showcasing right now with Carter Friesen. As you see in the spectator cam for that brief moment, but Carter just long gone from the rest of the field there. And the matter at hand is, what will the rest of the field do in order to catch this number 85?
If you notice, we're at lap 23 as Tib Foster was getting up the track. Also, this group really starting to battle once again. Yepes has fallen out of it. We're going to take one last look through the grid here, making sure everyone's clean and green, as you see back in 40th William Duncan. But Carter Friesen out in front, 24 of 74 complete. We're only a few laps away from pit stops. Carter has almost a 3-second advantage now over Zachary DeLello, as DeLello got in the wall again, as Benyako now all over the back of him. These guys here, I think if you're second or third, you got to come in when Carter does. You got to be able to make sure that you're on that same lap that Carter is on those tires, because if you pit too early, you could have to pit earlier than him later on, especially if this race goes green like it did last season. Benyako, though, all over Zachary DeLello. What do you think these crews are going to do in these coming laps?
Well, the most obvious answer is tires and adjustments. You need to get those trucks handling properly according to the driver's concerns and needs. For fresh Goodyear tires is the way to go, as well as gas. Pretty much the obvious variables within a pit stop. As long as you can make it to the end, or maybe one more stop. Looks maybe a 1 to 2 stop race in this race. But the matter at hand is, can they catch Carter Friesen? Will the pit crews execute to their liking and make those proper adjustments to finally have that speed near the second stint in order to catch this number 85 car?
Carter has been showing dominance this season. He has a strong truck, but has just not been able to capitalize when he gets out in front. But these speedways are his bread and butter. Alex Benyako as well. He's coming off 2 third places at Pocono. Not a very strong run at Memphis, but he is a strong speedway driver too, looking for his first Crown Royal Truck Series win. But the thing that SBR has is momentum. Last week at Memphis, it was Irving Allison taking that win, as you see Benyako underneath Zachary DeLello there, and Tib Foster going to take third away as well, or try to. But Alex Benyako and SBR coming off the momentum. Irving Allison went from last to first. Now, this 83 team looking to do the same and win. Sebastian Kukulon blowing up down pit road.
Such a shame for Sebastian Kukulon. I think the car was just fading in that run, and now the engine or some mechanical issue plaguing that number 12 team, and that's going to knock him out of the race. Tough break for Sebi.
And Kukulon, of course, he was your pick coming into this one. Guess that's not going to happen now. A commentator's curse, if you will, taking the 12 truck out. Now you see Jay Jefferson making moves, but here is one guy on the move. Brady Burkhart now inside the top 10 has just taken 9th away from Anderson Reed. After starting this race from 23rd, this might be the truck to beat as we head into our first round of pit stops.
Very strong momentum from Brady Burkhart. He is just reeling drivers to and fro. Jay Jefferson is on the outside wall. That's a Darlington stripe for the 48. And look at the momentum you get when you don't hit that wall. And Jefferson losing a multitude of spots on that upper grid. You see there the 45 getting around Jay Jefferson there, and that's the importance of that momentum that you have. They see EJ Kurz behind Diego Yepes, but all these drivers, that's when the tires are kicking in, though. You notice some drivers saving, some drivers moving up. As you mentioned, Brady Burkhart, who started 23rd. There's DJ Curtis getting around owner Diego Yepes there, and that 5 car looking a little bit stronger as this run goes on. We don't really want to count him out, or maybe he might be not as good, but the matter at hand is some drivers are starting to come to life near these few laps. Contact there, and Reed to the outside wall. Looks to be Alex Peters, I believe, and that 45 truck damage to both cars, and no caution on the racetrack. Looks like as you see Murray sweeping on by the 41, but a tough break for both of them, and it looked like they both went for the same lane.
And that is heartbreaking for Anderson Reed. Had a good truck today. Now he's in the wall. As we're seeing, we're on to lap 30, so these guys are possibly able to stretch these tires a bit more. Of course, there's the smoke down in that corner from Anderson Reed, but you could see some attempts at just one stopping this race. However, they'd have to last about another 13 to 14 laps, and the fuel can last a bit longer, but these tires, once they get worn, you saw from Jay Jefferson, you even saw from Alex Peters and them there. As you see, it looks like they were moving up the track. I thought someone might have been pitting in front of them. That's not happening. Battle for fourth continuing on between DeLello and Galloway. These tires, now you're seeing a lot more trucks with some damage to the right side of the truck. I don't think Carter Friesen has any damage to that truck, and that's why he's so far out in front. But Alex Benyako and that SBR team trying to reel him in.
Yep, Alex Benyako, again, a very promising youngster in the Crown Royal Truck Series, certainly running an impressive effort. 3.33 seconds is the gap between him and Carter Friesen, so he's got a lot of work to do as Carter comes in. This might open the envelope of green flag pit stops here. Let the pit stop battles commence.
Jake Galloway also coming on in with him, but you see a lot of the field staying out, and mostly you see not a lot of side-by-side racing. It's early on in this race. Anderson Reed also in. They're probably trying to get as much repairs as they can. Logan Cloud also comes in, but as you see there, a lot of drivers staying out. Yepes is into the wall, but we're going to now take a look as Alex Benyako dives it on in. Give the lead to Tib Foster. I think that's more less of strategy for Anjado, but more to get Tib some confidence. This team, of course, has been struggling all season long, but now he will get a lap led on an oval. Great job there. Foster staying out an extra lap. Now you got Burkhart and Curtis are on the move. We could see a repeat winner this season with DJ Curtis, but surprisingly, as we're coming to pit stops, Brady Burkhart, no wins this season. Many more drivers coming on in, and with how far back that some of these guys were, we might see some lap traffic heading in if we stay green.
Indeed, lap traffic can be a big fundamental in how it can shape your race. And we saw last year DJ Curtis almost lost the race due to lap traffic. And look at the flurry of trucks all coming alongside together. It's like a flurry of birds all bundled up. And here they all come. I think a lot of them are thinking the same strategy here, and they're all going to try and chase down one man at the end of this if Carter Friesen has a good stop. And it looks to be that case right now. Looks to be in his own little island at the moment.
We're looking, a lot of guys are having problems on pit road. DeLello is still down there. Yepes is still down there. We might be seeing some issues on pit road as Logan Cloud is now going to be real close to that 85. Did Anderson Reed, he's either a lap down or ahead of Carter Friesen as you see Foster and Porta pulling on in now. But Carter Friesen now out in front. I think he might be the one to cycle around to the race lead.
He is on his own little island, as I mentioned earlier, and he's got a lot of clean air, to say the least. And Carter Friesen just way ahead of DJ Gibson. And remember, you mentioned some of those drivers having issues in their stops. I think the essence of the damage that they got from the right side of their car, smacking turn 3 and 4, that might have played a little bit of a benefactor there, or really a factor to see Friesen closing in on Diego Yepes.
Friesen joining quick, as we saw. Friesen did not have any damage, but you know that the damage is going to be messing up some of these cars as they get those Darlington stripes, and Friesen flies right on by, and I'm pretty sure all of these guys now, they might not be a lap down. I don't think they're a lap down. Yepes just went a lap down, but I think these guys, they're going to have to hope and pray that they'll be able to come out quick enough. There you see, though, all the way up here is Tib Foster, if we can get to him. There's Foster right there. He's been beat out by Matthew Brown. There's DJ Curtis, Paul Jackson. So as soon as this all shuffles around, we'll get you what the running order is, but it will be Carter Friesen shuffling that 85 back to the race lead. Coming on down, Friesen in the lead now. He has 9 seconds over Jake Galloway in that 84 truck, and it just depends on who wants to repair the damage and who doesn't. With how bad that these trucks could run after that, that is what's going to shake up the grid. All the way back there in 4th is DJ Curtis, now 12 seconds back. Carson Bowers in 5th, Foster, Ben Yacco, Maxwell Fye, Irving Allison, Matty Porta, your top 10. A big portion of the grid now going to be trapped a lap down after those repairs.
Yeah, how about Irving Allison, though? Didn't have the best qualifying effort. Really was more near the mid-pack range, actually near the back half. He started 29 coming in this race. How about big gains for the Shade, really for that team itself? That is awesome to see this number 82 car run so well. They need that consistency on their side. They want to keep their hopes alive. They sit 9th in the point standings, just ahead of DJ Curtis. Those two basically filling out the wild card, to say the least. So they're hoping runs like these are going to help really surge their hopes upwards to at least just towards that top 8 area.
A lot of drivers came into this race circling that date as one of the toughest on the track. Now you see Matty Porta sits 10th. He's so far back. Carter Friesen now. All these drivers getting damage, hitting the wall, because last season, the difference here, we did not have a green flag run to start off the bat. A lot of drivers will get contact, get damage on the restarts, but we did not see this long of a green flag run to start off last season. Hence why those teams were able to come down and repair quickly. Now with that green flag run, they lose a lot of time. Friesen's out in front. It's 10 seconds back to Brady Burkhart in that 99, who has been on a charge since the start of this race, as well as DJ Curtis. But what we're looking at now is, with now just over 40 to go, or 30 to go, I think, just over 30 to go. These guys came in on lap 33, 35-ish. It's been about 7 laps on those tires. We might see some people try to stretch it at the end, but some people might be running out of gas coming to that checkered flag.
I think the matter at hand is who's going to actually have the guts to stretch it out. Fuel strategy is such a weird game to play sometimes because the drop-off varies within these trucks. And for some of these drivers, I think a lot of them might pull one more stop because it's going to be relatively close. But you never know. We might see someone roll the dice and potentially see if they can gamble properly. And if they do, they will prosper quite a lot.
And that's what we're seeing here. Look at these guys still trying to get around Carter Friesen. As we scroll through the field, only 14 drivers now on the lead lap. Jay Jefferson, the first driver, 1 lap down. And you know it's got to be heartbreak for him. But when these trucks get damaged, they are very hard to drive, very hard to keep pace. You saw Carter Friesen was just pulling away without having damage on that truck. But these guys racing Friesen now might be good for Brady Burkhart. He has a lot of guys to go through. There's a lot of faster trucks up in front of him that he might be able to slice on through. Out of this top 5, only DJ Curtis has won this season, so we could be seeing a brand new winner shaking things up for the chase.
I think I find it quite surprising that, some of these drivers up ahead of this 5 car, I don't think there were a lot of expectations for DJ Curtis coming in, maybe have a win or so, but the matter at hand, some of those drivers of high caliber in the NSDCA have yet to really find that victory lane here this season. So, Curtis having a solid run in the effort here. I think a lot more fans want a lot more variety in terms of winners, and so far that seems to be the case with Carter Friesen leading. I think a lot of drivers and a lot of fans alike want to see new winners abound, but Carter Friesen, though, still maintaining an iron fist over the rest of the field.
And you just got to watch out because these setups are pretty loose. That's how you drive this track, because you got to get that speed coming off the corner. You see them able to just put the pedal to the metal, of course, for Carter there. But he is out in front, but he has lap traffic around him. It depends on how these setups are. And again, if you get that Darlington stripe, it can throw the balance of the truck off, possibly cost him time. You see Brady Burkhart is a man on a mission. He's back there now catching up to Vince Friesen in the 05 and DJ Gibson in the 53. If he can make short work of these two, which they're going to go side by side in front of him, he's cut the lead down already by 2 seconds in the last few laps. He could be on a mission to take Carter Friesen out of that race lead.
Yes, indeed. Brady Burkhart's car is a monster out there. No pun intended. Carter Friesen's Monster Energy truck. That 99 car has been just a stellar truck to say the least. The lap times you mentioned, he's cutting that gap down. Another car blowing up. It looks to be Carson Bowers' truck, and that is a tough break. Remember, he sits second in the point standing. He's going to plummet down quite a bit backwards here, maybe lose the spot to Logan Cloud potentially, but more or less still Burkhardt's car. That team's made the right adjustments at the moment, so the matter at hand is, will he be able to deal with lap traffic to his liking? I thought there was smoke for a brief moment, but Brady Burkhardt, though, looking very good compared to Carter Friesen's truck, unless the DYI car is saving tires. Right now, Brady looks to be much quicker than that 85.
Carter Friesen out in front. Burkhardt just trying to catch up. It might be the lap traffic. It might be that 99 is much faster, but he has stalled out, I think, behind Vince Fries. We got a big pack of trucks up in front of him. Joseph Srigley a bit slow. Big pack of trucks that number 85 is going to have to navigate as we come on around here. We're going to go ahead and take you guys to another commercial break. Just a few laps away from possibly seeing what strategies will be coming out, because if you pit now, you will be able to make it to the end of the race, or you try to stretch it the entire way. Carter Friesen out in front in the midst of a gaggle of trucks. Bring you guys back to the action here at the Royal Purple 350 right after this.
Nice looking jacket.
Special edition.
Leather.
Name your price, man.
Your hat.
Some people will give anything,
Hey, Jack.
to own the special edition NASCAR 2000 jacket. But it's yours for just $169 when you buy any Exide Select battery. And you'll be helping the kids at Duke Children's Hospital.
Hey, Jack. Where's your hat?
Look for details wherever Exide Select is sold.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
Caution is back out. It's Jose Perez going around on the back straightaway in the Wendy's 35. And just as we were waiting, Galloway just slides by now. This changes everything. Curtis is now in the wall there in that 5 truck. But now we might see a bunch of lap trucks separated. But right now, if you don't pit, this could be the move. Carter Friesen, though, out in front. I think you have to pit it this time. But you see, yep, as Jefferson got around, we have 16 drivers on the lead lap. Carter Friesen, the one out in front.
Yeah, you really need those 4 fresh rubber tires, regardless of the situation. And for Carter Friesen's gap, it is going to disintegrate, to say the least, as they're all bringing it down pit lane. Everybody knows it's the prime call to put on some fresh rubber tires. And will some play the dice a little bit? Maybe 2 tires, no tires at all? I doubt it. We'll have to see here. Everybody coming down pit lane, though, but that caution actually might save everybody in terms of fuel strategy here, so we might have to keep an eye out on the fuel window, but I think everybody should be set in stone, and it might be just a race from here on out, as Carter Friesen trying to bring his car down pit lane. You saw DJ Curtis in the outside wall. He's going to have to repair the damage there. That's going to cost him probably a lot of track position as well. As you see, this is the matter at hand. What will the crews do? This is basically what I'd say the money stop.
And that is because Carter Friesen out in front. You see Curtis is back out. He's back out real quick. But you see he's going to be back behind a couple lap trucks as everyone did come down pit road. They're going to have to try to maneuver some lap traffic. Curtis looks like will be second. There you see Diego Yepes pulling in. Tip Foster, Jake Galloway coming on in. Gibson goes fuel only in that 53 truck. And he's back out. This race has been pretty much a crapshoot at this point with how the strategy's gone, but Carter Friesen out in front. That puts DJ Curtis up to second. Galloway, Brady Burkhardt, and it looks like Tib Foster be the top 5 with those drivers, as Ben Yacco also was on the lead lap, and possibly Maxwell Fye could be up there fighting for the win. But Carter Friesen out in front after pit stops. This will be the race for the win. Friesen out in the race lead. Let's go ahead and take a quick look, see what happened. To bring out this caution with Jose Perez and that 35 truck.
So you see Logan Cloud with a huge run on Jose Perez, and there, watch Peter on Jack's orange truck in the distance there. And this incident happens off of turn number 2. Peter just slides up the hill. The tires are basically a little bit degraded, bounces off the wall. Jose Perez just clips the quarter panel, and then Logan Cloud just hits the front side of his 91 machine as Perez's car goes for a nice little spin. And luckily, nobody hit him on the back straightaway. Look how close those trucks were against the outside wall. close call for Jose Perez, but a caution costly for a lot of other drivers.
On board with the Martini GMC number 91 of Logan Cloud, right behind his rival Jose Perez. I guess he shoved Perez a little bit quicker into the corner, but Perez kept it down and kept the pedal down, pulled away from him. But Onjak was trying to outrun the 35, hits the outside wall. They get together. Cloud just gets a piece of it, but the number 35 Gatlin Downey Inc. Ford goes around here at Darlington. Back live here at the Royal Purple 350. It's Carter Friesen in the race lead. Behind him, DJ Curtis just 3 trucks back. It might be a DYI show again. Curtis has been flying through the field. He might be able to make short work of those guys. He's been passing drivers all day. Galloway sits 3rd. Then it's all the way back here. Brady Burkhardt 4th. Tib Foster in 5th. Further back is Alex Benyaka 6th. Maxwell Phi 26th to 7th today. Butcher Gatorade Motorsports 8th is last week's winner Irving Allison. 9th Matty Porta. 10th Ryan Butcher. 11th is Riley Spurley Tube. 12th Jefferson, Yepes, DeLello, and Reed, your top 15. All the drivers still on the lead lap. Everyone else is a lap down, and in between these race leaders, Carter Friesen leads us off of turn 4.
Pace truck is off. The 1-to-go signal is going to be set in stone. Carter Friesen's going to lead the field off of turn number 4. And the matter at hand is, can you have a good launch? And here they come. The green flag waves. Carter is up, and away. And the Monster Energy Ford is already long gone, while the rest of the field, though, is going to have to chase him down once again.
Now, these lap trucks, they are not pushovers. Eli Bright might be. It's the weaker of the TSR trucks. But look at Austin Murray, Alex Peters. If they can get around Friesen, get back on the lead lap, they could be in a fight for some better points positions. Friesen up in front, though. The Monster Energy Ford truck went home to victory lane last season here. They're trying to do it again, but it's the Pennzoil number 5, the defending race winner. He's chasing him down in 2nd. Can Jake Galloway for Texas Star Racing? He's going to make a move now to the inside of the 05 of Vince Freeze. That's for the 3rd spot. Now Curtis trying to hang on. The lap truck's in his way. Eli Bright dropping back. Friesen trying to pull away as they rush down off of turn number 2.
Carter really just needs those lap trucks to really not cooperate too much with the other lead lap cars, because they too are fighting for position. Do remember that. But Curtis now getting around Bright, as Bright is against the outside wall. Look out for that number 8 truck there. They might want to avoid him as soon as they can, but only 2 trucks separate Friesen and Curtis here. Murray, though, will he fight back? Remember, Murray's always had a strong truck in his hands, and matter at hand, he wants to get on the lead lap in case a caution does come out at the right place for that number 88 team.
Further back, you got Alex Peters. This is also a Zachary Racing truck. He's fighting to make sure he's in the chase as well. He's back there in that 17th spot. Curtis, though, he has cleared a couple trucks. He's up to 2nd. Galloway stuck behind Strigley in 3rd. Brady Burkhardt now. Where did Brady go? Brady fell back as Tib Foster now into 4th. A great run for him. Benyako up to 5th. Burkhardt's fallen to 6th, Faye 7th, and it's a stack up further back. Irving Allison and Matty Porta both get in the wall. That's going to allow some of the other guys. Ryan Butcher, he's on the lead lap to catch back up. A lot of guys fighting at the back. Austin Murray has passed them. Friesen only has 1 truck between him and teammate DJ Curtis.
Look, the exit, though, the 5 car got off of turn number 4, but look at Alex Peters, though, holding him up. Curtis now down on the inside. This is fundamental for this 5 team. He zooms by him on the inside through turn 1, but look at Jake Galloway. Huge head of steam, easily rockets his way past the 45 truck, and that's going to make it a 3-way battle. If Galloway can catch the 2 Fords in front, this could be a fun battle to watch within these closing laps.
A lot of these drivers, Jay Jefferson, happy about it. He was able to get back on the lead lap, but you got other guys. Alex Peters, Austin Murray now has to hope for a caution or he won't get any more points. A couple guys further back, trapped a lap down, won't have a chance at the race win. But look at the people we got up here. Carter Friesen, it's been 4 seasons since he's won. Earlier this season, he almost won Charlotte. The fuel didn't last, and this guy right here, DJ Curtis, passed him out of turn number 2. This time we know the fuel will last. These guys pit inside the fuel window. But look who's 3rd. The British-born driver Galloway, as he bounces off the wall, but he's still there. 3 wide further back. Butcher's blowing up. Everything's going around here, but now, Jake Galloway in 3rd. He is the British-born driver, the defending Mountain Dew Custom Series champion. The champion's curse has been that they have never won in the season after they won the title, except for Tib Foster back last season. Galloway now wants to break that curse again. He's up to 3rd, but it's the DYI drivers leading the way. 11 laps to go at Darlington. Can they go 2 for 2?
I think it is deja vu. Cautions down the racetrack. Looks to be some trouble in turn 3. Big crash in the corner. Oh my goodness, they're piling up. It's like a Hot Wheels stack up. And so many drivers destroyed with this. And the field is going to get bunched up. And for Jake Galloway, this could be the saving grace that they need to catch the DIY cars.
This will put us within 10 to go. Now, these guys are pacing around. I don't see anyone really going, dropping down under the line here, but they could. We could see some people going for pit stops. You'd be stuck behind a lot of people, but William Duncan in it, Zachary DeLello's in it, Fitzwater, Scott Roush, Peter Onjak's blown up, Jay Jefferson's done, the 90 of Roger Ray is in it, Yepes is in it, heartbreak for them. The big one strikes here at Darlington. The track, of course, too tough to tame, and it looks like it's trying to tame everyone. Austin Murray, though, is going to pick up a few spots. But I want to point out, Brady Burkhart, when he spun, he was a bit further behind the other big crash. So I wonder how many cautions or how many contacts we'll see here. Out in front, though, Friesen, Curtis, and Galloway will have no one in between them. This will be the race for the win, as fourth is Alex Beniaco, about 6 lap trucks behind. We could see a fight to the finish here at Darlington. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day, Royal Purple 350. The big one strikes at Darlington. Dusty Neal on the outside of Strigley. He goes into the corner and is going to get his Darlington stripe coming off of it. Now he hits the wall, and you see Brady back there. The 30 of Duncan tries to get through. Brady gets hit, and Brady goes spinning, but that is not all that happens.
Yeah, Brady is spinning up the track, but watch William Duncan slides up the hill into Maxwell Phi, and then just a huge gaggle of cars just piling in. Just no place to go by then. The track is just basically blocked, and look at everybody piling in. Just a pile ensuing, a demolition derby in the latter half at Darlington, and the lady in black has struck lightning, to say the least, on these drivers. Bad misfortune for a lot of them, and for a lot of drivers that were looking to have some good points days, that's not going to be the case. You saw Jay Jefferson in it. Diego Yep is literally flipping over a car. And there you see Zachary Fitzwater with damage, Paul Jackson, Peter Onjak, as you mentioned, as well as Maxwell Phi. A couple of these drivers that were having solid runs in the top 10. Not going to happen here tonight. On the visor cam of Maxwell Phi, this was quite a majestic view to see for those that are in the cameras and cinema itself. But watch the contact off of turn 2. Dusty Neal against the outside wall. Nothing he could really do. Brady Burkhart then slams the inside barrier. You see Duncan's car on the left side of your screen, and it's just a blind spot from here on out, trying to look to the left, but just into the outside wall. He went basically sandwiched, and then watch the plethora of cars just go piling into hard contact all around. And Yepes' car flings over Phi's car for the brief moment, and then lands on top of Jefferson's at the end of it. But a horrific crash. But luckily, I think everybody's up and about. But a big crash at Darlington knocks out a handful of truck drivers.
So rookie Jacob Buchholz in his first race in this O2 truck, a one-off event. You see the smoke way up there, and he's just so far back you can't really see that all brewing. But you come through this corner, and it just opens up. Everyone's piling in. He goes and rides the wall. It's the self-cleaning racetrack with that banking. Rides the wall, and he's through it with Anderson Reed and Vince Freeze. Great wreck avoidance there by the young rookie in the O2 truck. So we're under caution for the second time today in the Royal Purple 350. Neal bounces off the wall. Duncan just goes pinballing around. Burkhart spins, but that's not all. Duncan just comes right back up, tries to merge into Maxwell Phi, and pretty much everything just breaks loose. Close calls for many drivers, but many cars now going home. Torn up. Diego Yepes gets launched up on top of people. We are under caution for the second time today here in the Royal Purple 350 at Darlington.
Welcome back to Darlington. The 1 to go signal is out, and we will be restarting with 7 laps to go. And the DIY trucks of Carter Friesen and DJ Curtis are your top 2. But look who's sitting in third. Jake Galloway in that number 84 car, the pole sitter coming in. What would be a spectacular effort if he could pull the unthinkable, find victory lane. And how about Austin Murray? Remember, we noted him being a lap car in the previous restart. He is back on the lead lap, sitting inside the top 10 in 9th. Do you think any of those drivers, maybe even a little bit behind the lap cars, will find a chance to potentially steal win away from Carter Friesen? Or will we see other drivers, or maybe really this top 3, just pull away?
These top three have 3 lap trucks behind them, Perez, Gibson, and Jackson, to hold them off. But these 3 are going to be the ones fighting for it all. Coming down to take it, 7 laps to go. Friesen, Curtis Galloway, green flag is in the air. Once again here at Darlington, they rush into turn 1, and Curtis looking to take another win away from Carter Friesen.
It is deja vu for Carter Friesen, but Jake Galloway could play the spoiler here. That 84 car, good, head of steam off of turn 2. Will he look to the inside in turn 3? Curtis backs up, trying to get the exit speed going. Cars coming down pit lane, looks to be Joseph Surley. No harm, no foul. Another caution on the racetrack, and there's smoke up in turn 3, and that's going to potentially end this race here. We're not sure how that's going to go, but lap number 68 there, another saving race for Carter Friesen. That's more pace laps for him. But there was some smoke in turn 3 that's brought the yellow out here at Darlington.
Carter Friesen out in front. Brady Burkhart's in it. Logan Cloud is wrecked out. Srigley came down pit road. Jacob Buchholz a little further back. Matty Porta has that damage. I think that's from the earlier crash. Austin Murray is now up into the top 7. Stephen Wallace Jr. is heading down pit road. So a few guys, they might be running over debris. They might be running out of gas. Who knows? But Logan Cloud, heartbreak for him. His season going a bit down the toilet the last few races. But Brady Burkhart was looking for a great points day today. His truck done. I think Srigley coming down pit road might have stacked the field up. But now we only have 5 to go as we go across the line right here. Hopefully we'll be able to get this race finished out.
Cars are really biting the dust left and right. They are dropping like flies within these final few laps, and everybody just seems to not really have anything go their way. DJ Kerr certainly wants to get past Carter Friesen, but Friesen is loving these cautions here. And the real question is, will they have a 1-lap shootout to decide it all? Usually the pace laps are out 5 laps just to get cleanup and stuff done. So right now, Carter's looking to set sail with a win.
That's what DYI is hoping for. Diego Yepes, both of his trucks inside the top 5. Vince Freeze still in the race in the 18th position. Go ahead and take a quick look and see what happened. It took out Brady Burkhart, Logan Cloud. Stephen Wallace Jr. was down pit road, but we'll see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the day at Darlington.
Here's focusing on Logan Cloud, the number 91. He's had quite a rocky day, and it looked like he hit the transition to the safer barrier into the outside wall. He went, and then watch Brady Burkhart, just no place to go, slam into the quarter panel for the number 99 team. And both cars, already damaged as is, are going to be damaged to a further extent. Other drivers got in there as well, but I think that could have been a potential stack up due to Srigley's number 63 truck coming down pit lane. But that really, at this rate, there's been so many cautions, so many demolished trucks. I think a lot of drivers are just hoping for this race to come to a grinding halt.
Further back on the bumper cam of Jacob Buchholz, of course, he was right behind a bunch of trucks trying to get through this, and he tries to go to the outside. He sees the smoke, the 91 spinning, tries to go to the outside again. This time it took too long to get to coast back down. He runs into the side of the 91, but he got luckier than Burkhart in that incident.
It looks to be a 2-lap shootout. Pace car lights are off. The safety crew and everybody's got everything cleaned up in turn 3 and 4. Carter Friesen leads over DJ Curtis and Jake Galloway. DJ Gibson not too far behind, but he's not in the lead lap, so I don't think that's going to matter as much. But the matter at hand, the top 3 really the ones to look out for here. Pace truck is off, and Carter Friesen's got to pull the best restart of a lifetime, because if he does, victory lane awaits him in these final 2 laps.
Not going to be hard, though. DJ Curtis is fast here at Darlington. He's won before. Carter Friesen leads us down. Green flags back in the air. Curtis and Galloway looking to win this race. They head into turn 1. Friesen in the race lead, but Galloway and Curtis right behind as they turn through 1 and 2.
A simple procession through turns 1 and 2, and Carter Friesen pulling a little bit of space away from DJ Curtis. All he hopes for is Jake Galloway to make a move to the inside, because that itself could seal the deal between him and the race win. But Curtis gets a little bit of a gap from Jake Galloway as they round turn number 4. The white flag's going to await. 1 more lap to go for Carter Friesen. He's pulling away from DJ Curtis.
Jose Perez making a move on Galloway. That's going to cost Galloway a chance at this win. But Curtis, remember, it's Charlotte. He was pretty far back, but passed him coming on the final lap. Alex Benyako up to third. Where did that 83 come from? He's not going to win this, but he is on the move. Friesen in the race lead. It has been 4 years since he's gone to victory lane. He's come close so many times for P2M and DYI. This time, Curtis gives him the win. Carter Friesen in the 85 is going to win at Darlington.
Sensational win for Carter Friesen, and finally that streak is over. Carter Friesen has pulled it off, and for the Diego Yepes Incorporated team, it is a dream come true. 1-2 for their cars, and for both of them, fantastic point stays for those two drivers, especially here. How about Jake Galloway, though? Oh, so close. Though he might have not had the short run speed, imagine if that victory came in at the end, as well as Alex Benyako. You mentioned him flying at the end of that one. Alex Benyako, what a run for him as well. But for Carter Friesen, focusing on him, a fantastic win, and especially near the brink of the playoff system, really the playoffs. This is huge for him as a driver and for the team as well.
And another thing to point out, only 8 trucks finishing on the lead lap. A great day for Anj Auto. Tib Foster coming home P5. Anderson Reed coming home P6. But Carter Friesen and DJ Curtis swap what happened at Charlotte, and Carter was finally able to hang on. The fuel held up. He breaks away. The longest drought in NSDCA history is broken. Carter Friesen has finally won a race in the top division. Friesen, a great performance there in that 85. DJ Curtis came up so close. Galloway got mugged at the end by lap traffic, but Alex Benyako, had that race gone a few more laps, he might have been able to win. Carter Friesen, a great performance today in that number 85. He finally breaks through. DJ Curtis right behind him. And this will definitely shake up the points grid. For DJ and myself, we thank you guys for tuning in to the Crown Royal Truck Series as always. Next week is Watkins Glen, and that is sure to be chaotic. 3 races left until we set the 10 truck grid for the chase for the NSDCA Crown Royal Truck Series Championship. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.